Hey folks, welcome back to the channel where we talk facts, not feelings. The real South African truth, raw and unfiltered. Today's episode is going to rattle some cages, so buckle up, because we're exposing one of the biggest double standards in the modern so-called Rainbow Nation. You've heard the cry, down with Orania, Kleinfontein is racist, segregation is back. But let's ask the uncomfortable question. Are black-only communities somehow invisible in South Africa? Are they magically not an issue because they're not officially exclusive? Oh, grab your popcorn and hit that like button, because we're going there today. And don't forget to join the channel membership, drop a super thanks donation to support this content, and whatever you do, let that ad play for at least 30 seconds. Let's be brutally honest here. The myth that there are no black-only communities in South Africa is a complete joke, an insult to our collective intelligence. Just because a place doesn't put up a shiny sign saying blacks only doesn't mean it's open to everyone. Orania and Kleinfontein get demonized every time someone needs a racial scapegoat, but you know what gets conveniently swept under the carpet? Townships like Alexandra, Khayelitsha, KwaMashu and Soweto. Want some numbers? Alexandra in Gauteng is 99% black. Not 90%, not 95%, 99%. White folks, coloreds, Indians, they make up a total of 0.5% combined. That's not diversity, that's ethnic homogeneity. But do you hear anyone screaming about how discriminatory it is? Nope, crickets. Khayelitsha? Let's talk about it. It's got a population of nearly 400,000 people, 98.6% of whom are black African. You can count the number of white residents on your fingers. Literally. In 2011, census data showed only 87 white people lived there. That's 0.03% of the population. There are more hippos in Cape Town sewage than white residents in Khayelitsha. And yet, no one dares to say it's a black-only community. Why? Because apparently only white exclusivity is an issue. Apparently, when a community is all black, it's called cultural cohesion. When it's all white, it's suddenly apartheid too. How's that for twisted? Let's look at Soweto. Population? Over 1.2 million. Racial makeup? 98.5% black African. White folks? Just 0.1%. You could probably fit them all in a minibus taxi and still have space for someone's uncle and a goat. And don't give us the excuse that these places are open to all. Yeah, maybe in a legal document somewhere, but try being a white person walking through Soweto at night, or even during the day, without local guidance. Go ahead, we'll wait. Let's just say it's a come here, and you'll see situation. That supposed openness is about as real as a 3 rand coin. And let's not forget, KwaMashu, 98.8% black African. Are we detecting a pattern here? And don't start with the excuses about, oh, but these communities are just the result of economic inequality and historical segregation. So what? That magically makes them non-exclusive? If white poverty caused white-only towns, would the same logic apply? Of course not. Double standards run so deep in this country you'd need a diamond drill to even scratch the surface. Now let's talk about the 2 towns that get dragged through the mud every time someone needs to virtue signal, Orania and Kleinfontein. Orania is a self-sustaining Afrikaner community where residents must apply and prove alignment with Afrikaner culture and self-determination values. They're not kicking people out by skin color. They're saying, if you don't live our culture, this place isn't for you. Same with Kleinfontein. They're preserving their heritage, their language, their safety, and what do they get for it? Vilification. Meanwhile, thousands of black townships functionally do the same, but apparently that's fine because no one wrote it down in a mission statement. Oh, please. In fact, a person trying to enter one of these black majority communities without context or protection risks harassment, violence, or worse. That's not a hypothesis, that's a lived reality. But because there's no cultural application form to live in Alexandra, the media pretends it's all rainbows and roses. You want to talk about access? Orania and Kleinfontein might require you to fill out a form. Try walking into Khayelitsha or KwaMashu as a lone white person, and you'll realize just how open these places really are. Legal access means nothing when the streets say, "You don't belong here." Let's be real, Orania and Kleinfontein exist because many white South Africans, especially Afrikaners, feel under siege. Violent crime, racial targeting, land expropriation rhetoric, cultural marginalization, these are not paranoid fantasies, they are daily news. And if some Afrikaners choose to build something self-sustaining where they feel safe and free to preserve their heritage, who are you to cry foul, while turning a blind eye to entire townships that make whites feel just as excluded, if not endangered? But here comes the usual refrain, but those townships aren't exclusive by ideology. And to that we say, so what? The result is the same. A white kid can't just ride his bike through Khayelitsha. A white teacher can't just take a job in KwaMashu without being seen as an outsider. So save your lectures about ideology when the practical reality is exclusionary as hell. No formal rule? Great. When was the last time a white family bought a house in Alexandra and lived there happily ever after? Go ahead, we'll wait again. So let's not pretend Orania and Kleinfontein are some neo-Nazi enclaves while romanticizing de facto black-only townships that are as racially homogeneous as a clan meeting. This sanctimonious finger-pointing is not only dishonest, it's dangerous. Because it fuels division while ignoring the real complexity of identity, safety, and cultural preservation in a fractured society. So next time someone foams at the mouth about Orania, ask them if they've taken a family holiday in Khayelitsha recently. Ask them how many white-owned businesses are flourishing in Soweto. Ask them what inclusivity really means when stepping foot into those places is a gamble with your life, not just your politics. Because the truth, South Africa is full of de facto black-only communities. We just don't call them that because it's politically inconvenient to admit. If you like this truth bomb, smash that like button, share it with someone who still thinks Orania is a problem, and don't forget to join the channel membership, support the channel with a super thanks donation, and let those ads run. Yeah, even the weird shampoo ones. Watch for at least 30 seconds to help keep Real Talk alive on YouTube. Till next time, stay informed, stay bold, and always question the narrative.